Wonders they say shall never end. Wonders they say shall never end. Two sisters living in the same house, and one of them had a baby, and the one that had the baby had a strange call from a man. And when she went out to see the man, she dropped her baby with her older sister. And the sister now, thinking it was a normal thing, like she would go out and come back, only for them to not see this girl. The police, they went through the police station, because this actually happened in Kenya. They went to the police station and they could not find this girl. Then this girl came in the dream and told the sister exactly where she was in the dream. Oh, hey, say, oh, ghost don't they reveal where her body did. A ghost revealing where her body is. I've never heard this one. As in strange things during they will say, oh, dreams are not real. Dreams are not real. But did you hear this? Dreams are real. Oh, that she told her sister where she was kept, and her sister had to lead people to the place where she was kept. Guys, this is really, really interesting. Watch the video and let us see what happened next. In that dream, her sister who got missing was now beating her in the dream and telling her, why did you tell people that? Why did she tell people where she went to? Why is she telling people her business? Then she now asked the sister where she was. She now said that she should tell her where she is if she truly wants to come visit her. Wonders they say shall never end. This was in a dream. Oh, wahalo. So in that dream, the person who was missing took her sister who is looking for her to that particular ditch, to see in a ditch like this, to show her where her body was kept in the dream. Oh, you see, some spirits are very, very powerful. You cannot really unalive the spirit. Also, if you think you have unalived the flesh, the spirit usually very powerful. Immediately she showed the sister exactly the spot where they kept her. She disappeared, and her sister immediately woke up, being scared and terrified that her sister showed her this place. So she went ahead to tell her other uncles, like family relatives, and they said they also saw her in their dream, meaning that her own spirit is a very strong spirit. Wow, things they happen for this life. Wonders they say shall never end. Everybody said she also asked the relatives, say she asked them how come they didn't come to save her from the pit, that she's in the cold. They allowed her in the cold, and her sister was very certain that her sister was truly in that place where she showed her in the dream. She was really certain her sister was there. They went to a dump site, which was a big quarry that has been changed, turned into a dump pit. The crowd of people that went there, some were wearing nose masks, different things, just to see if it's true that what this girl is saying is actually, it was not just a dream, but like it's a dream, but it's actually real. A young man named Kayalo decided to volunteer to get into that pit, because it's something that is very dangerous and most people may not be able to go. But Kayalo volunteered to go into the place to search for her. When Kayalo entered into that place, of course, they were not expecting her to be alive. They expected that if at all there's anybody there, the person must have been gone, you get. But what they saw was rather strange. They saw a sack that had her remains inside, a person's remains inside, and they decided to unveil it, to open it up. And when they opened the sack, they saw that the sack contained someone that was unalived, and the members of the body found there. Hello also decided to search more, because he saw other sack bags that contain members of members of the body in it. Because of YouTube issues, that's why you see me struggling to be able to mention certain things. So before you knew it, they found more than 10 bags in that place, with different people's remains being tied up in different bags. You see, most of the bags they saw, they were already decomposing, and just one that was still very fresh. Of course, that one, they will know that it is this particular lady whose sister saw in the dream that actually has the fresh one. They later discovered that the bodies they found belongs to ladies between the ages of 18 and 30. And immediately they took those bodies for them to test, of course, pathology testing and whatever it is called. They discovered that none of this person was this lady, this ghost who spoke to the sister. None of them was her. So the whole story turned into something else. And this is where the story became more interesting. So this made them to wonder, if this girl who gave them the clue is not even found here, what is really going on? Who is doing this who's committing this crime and putting these people in sack bags and keeping them where they found them. Who are these people? So they started doing more search. So except they saw other ones, their bodies were dismembered, but one particular one body was still intact and was not dismembered. Maybe he felt there was no need even having to stress to do that one after having dumped the other ones and nobody found them for identification. So, and all of these things were dumped at the same area, meaning that it's the same person who is doing this, who may have been a serial unaliver. I don't want to call the other name a serial unaliver. One of these bodies, like let's say the one that was fully there, was one other 24-year-old mother of three who got missing in June or July this year, and her body was found there. And the reason why she went out was in search for a job so that she could fend for her family, and she met the people who were doing all these things. This made a lot of focus to be on Kenya because the news was everywhere, and journalists, other investigative journalists went on to ask who is really behind this whole unaliving that is happening in Kenya. The Paris lady became like a hero because people began to ask her questions like, what happened? She said it's her sister's spirit that led her there. Her sister spoke to her and told her where she was. Apparently, the sister wanted them to uncover what was really going on. There are some spirits that are very strong. There are people you can never unalive and go free. It's shocking how it's very close to the police station. This particular pit or ditch where they throw these people they throw these people is very close to the police station, and the police is just there doing nothing, and things like this are happening under their nose, and that is what made a lot of people the locals there very offended. That period was just about the time where the Kenyan people were protesting against their president. That was when this thing happened. So immediately they saw the crowd coming towards them and the police station trying to protest against what they are allowing to happen around them. They began to pick their guns to scare them away. And when that lady, the 24-year-old woman who went out to search for a job, they searched her, the one that was unalive. They searched her bag and discovered that they saw her phone and did all the online searching and discovered that if a strange bank transfer was done to one Collins in the same country, in the same place, the transfer was done to one Collins. So that was where they got a clue of what next to do. It will shock you to know that the time this transfer was done was the same time this girl was already missing. So it wasn't done while she was still with her family. And when they found out the Collins guy whose account number was linked to that strange transfer that was done from that missing lady, this guy lived in their neighborhood. By 15th July, Collins was apprehended where he went to watch a football match in an open place, and he was arrested by the police, the Kenyan police. When they took this Collins guy to his house, the police now saw that he was the one behind most of the unaliving that took place in that place, because they saw different mobile phones, bags, different things owned by different people. They also discovered sack bags that looked like the ones they discovered in the pit where they discovered those other bodies. The funny thing is that people have said, if it's possible that guy did that, why didn't he, hide all those phones, all those, gadgets, all those things he used in unaliving those people? And then some people said in the room where he lives is very tight. Where would he had kept those things? But when you feel like a capone, he must have kept those things thinking nobody will find him and all. But he started unaliving people since 2022, and he started with his own wife. So after he did that to his wife, he just discovered that he enjoyed doing it, and he kept doing it till this time. Because why did he kill his wife? Because he opened a business for the wife, a business the wife was now running, and at the end of the day, the wife, squandered the money, and that made him to unalive the wife. And since he unalived the wife, he has been unaliving people, putting them the same way he put the wife in a sack. That's the way he put other women in a sack, and the women are from age 18 to 30. From 2022 till this time, where he was apprehended, he has killed up to 45 people and threw them in the same pit and in the same sack. They were all wrapped. Collins Lakusha was termed the Bôdy of America, like outside the world. This man, I think most times all these kind of videos they watch also make them do this kind of thing. I guess the guy was just enjoying doing this, because most ID cards found in his house were male ID cards, but most of the women bodies that were discovered were female. So as it is, this story is just to say that this girl who was unalived was able, her spirit was so strong that they made a whole investigation easier, because without her, nobody would have known what really happened.